welcome back to the Hour Back Report, episode 6. I'm Jordan, joined by Jamie. Just another two-man crew tonight, but a different two-man crew from than last week. Next week, I got to bail.
We're getting that holiday vacation time. Is what
Yeah,
we're going for.
exactly. We all got PTO to burn. We're not using it at our actual jobs. We're using it on the podcast instead. It's all right. It's all right. I see how it is. But Jamie, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing good, Celtics are winning. We're back over 500. Like, things are looking up.
Yeah, and it felt kind of like because we talked about this. I think we talked about it. Jack and I talked about it last episode, but we also talked about it 2 episodes ago. That the hilarity of them being like one of the best plus minus teams in the league, despite being, I think at the time they were like 4-7 or 4-6 or something. I think it would be 5-7. That makes sense, but because they would like win by a billion or lose by 2, and that was kind of the recipe for success and failure. But the dam is going to break one way or another. They're either going to start losing games by a lot or winning some close ones, and they won a close one that's kind of fake in game one of this 2-game set between episodes with the Clippers. But we'll talk a little bit about that one first. Jamie, what were some of your takeaways on that game in particular?
It's good. I mean, good to see Pritchard getting 30. Him kind of going off. Our guy Garza is probably the best one off the bench with 13. But for that, I feel like it was good to see. I feel like they got off to a strong start, and then the second half was a little closer than you would have liked. But it was good to see them hang on and kind of stay true to that plus minus of winning by 3 or less. It was good to see Pritchard get 30 because I feel like you needed someone other than Jalen to really step up in that game.
Yeah, it's funny on the topic of plus minus. Pritchard had 30, but he was a minus 15. I'm just learning this now. It didn't feel like Pritchard was that. I think a lot of it may have come in that fourth quarter. James Harden went nuclear.
Yep.
In the final minute and a half of just making every shot imaginable. What he's doing at 36 years old at this point, he's so good. And I feel like he's gotten to the point where now I feel bad for him. Like he's balling out for the Clippers and they can't win basketball games at all. But like you said, Pritchard had 30, Derrick White had 22. He's slowly starting to look like Derrick White again, which is nice. And then Jalen continued. I mean, Jalen took 33 shots in this game. That's pretty nuts. But, had 33, had 13 rebounds, had 8 assists. No, 3 assists. I got a smudge on my laptop screen. 3 assists. But a rare game where it felt like he was doing everything on the floor as opposed to just scoring. And I feel like when I say that, it comes off a little disparaging. That's not what I mean when I do that. But I just noticed that he pretty much does the bulk of his, the majority of his contribution, overwhelming majority of his contribution comes from scoring.
Yeah.
The big thing for me, and not to be negative, Anthony Simons put in the doghouse a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like that was the first game this year where I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. He played 12 minutes, season low, didn't score, was 0 for 2 from 3, did have a couple of assists, but also had 2 turnovers and a foul. He, I kind of like sending players like him a message because he's only as good as he is scoring. I appreciate that he seems to be putting in a third effort this year defensively, but he's still a bad defender. He's too undersized to rebound unless the ball kind of falls into his hands. So he's only as good as he is scoring. The Clippers got a little physical with him, and he just sunk. He was bad. And credit to Joe Mazzulla, who's kind of I feel like he should win Coach of the Year, or at least if the season ended today, he'd win Coach of the Year in my opinion. And I know that's weird because the Celtics are 8-7, What, they're like third in the league in net rating.
Yeah. When I feel like coming into the year too, it's like the expectations were so varied. I feel like, but it's like you look at the roster. Like talked about, it's like there's so many unknowns besides like Pritchard, White, that like that would be worthy with what these guys are doing. I mean, he's making like Garza's like actually kind of looking decent on some nights.
Yeah, Garza's been good. Minot's had, his stretches of really good play. I don't have his jersey on. I'm sorry. I couldn't find it before we started. Um, and Neemi's been awesome. Like, I know that he had like an uncharacteristically bad shooting night, and I say shooting loosely because it's a lot of layups. He was only 7 of 16 in this game, but he had 14 points, 9 boards, 6 offensive rebounds, a steal and a block. Like, he's been getting after it. I know he's like top 2 in the league in screen assists this year, which not a stat that I reference very often, but they made a point to bring it up before the game yesterday. Um, I thought that he was going to get exposed this year, having to play a lot, but he's actually been very good. And like, I, as bad as the center group has been, like the one definite is that's the starting center of this team. Like, I don't think anyone's even as good as Garza's been. Like, they're not sticking Nemi on the bench unless it's like a true perimeter big that they're facing on the other side. Like maybe Jokic, that's when they'll throw who the fuck knows Minot out there instead and play small. But yeah, Nemi's been awesome.
Yeah. But I feel like we've talked about before, just with how bad or how much like no their depth there. It's like it'd be interesting to see what their record would be if he was not playing good basketball at all.
Yeah. Like he's kind of been the unsung hero of the team. And I don't want to say that I don't want to make it sound like he's been like the MVP of the team. Obviously, that's been Jalen. But yeah, if you replace Nemi with, I don't even know, like even if it's Garza starting, instead, and Nemi's not here or coming off the bench and playing in Garza's role, I feel like that's 2 or 3 fewer wins at this point. And
Yeah.
to his credit, he's been balling.
Yeah.
Not I wouldn't call him Kristaps, but he's been pretty damn good.
And Jordan Walsh looked good in this game too. 8 rebounds, not a bad night for him.
Yeah, hashtag not gambling advice here, but he's like if you are sick and like betting on like defensive stats, well, I'll lump rebounds into defense because even if it's an offensive rebound, I'll still lump it there. But like he does all the dirty work. He had 6 or oh sorry, I'm looking at the wrong box. He had 6 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block. He doesn't get a lot of shots, but he does like everything. If you combined what Jordan Walsh does with what Jalen does, you'd probably have the league MVP.
True.
Which makes sense because it seems like Jalen is kind of who we should thank for the Jordan Walsh breakout.
True. I was gonna say we haven't even brought that up yet. That might save the season.
It might. He's been really good. And what was the actual quote that Jalen that we sent it in our chat here? I'm gonna pull it up. Jordan Walsh shared that Jaylen Brown's belief in him as a defensive stopper may have translated into him getting more minutes. This is from Noah Dalzell, by the way, of CLNS Media. I don't want to just rip her story here. And then, quote, he's like, I'm going to have a conversation with Joe and we can go from there. I was like, all right, cool. That's from that's from the tweet itself. Yeah. And so like they had that conversation. Jalen got Jordan Walsh some playing time and he's been very good. And it's nice to see.
Yeah,
maybe Brad's not such a horrible drafter.
But I feel like if you want anyone hyping you up on the team, probably like Jalen is on the short list of the people you want doing that.
Yeah, Jalen, and yeah, like if it's not one of those big 3, like not to rag on my guy Nemi after praising him, but if he's the one having that conversation with Missoula, I don't think Jordan Walsh is getting more minutes. Yeah, and he's earned it. and he's played really well. I think even Shireman's played pretty well these last handful of games. He's not been like spectacular, but it's cool to see that like he's been effective. Walsh has been starting. Minot's not really played as much and not been as effective, although he did play pretty well against the Nets last night. It's been nice to see, and who knows where they'll be, in a week when we record again. Seems like we're kind of it
No.
seems like we're kind of all over the place with this team so far, but they could be a lot worse. I feel like in Major League, the first one when they're like ass, but they're not like really that ass. They're like 10 games under 500, and they go to like every single person that they cut to in the beginning of the movie, and it's like, these guys aren't half bad. That's how
Yeah.
I feel about the Celtics.
True. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
too, it's like if you want to tread water until Tatum potentially comes back, you need those guys to like at least give you something.
Yeah, and they have been, and you got to win games against these terrible teams.
Yeah.
And the Clippers constitute as a terrible team, especially when they don't have Kawhi Leonard, and you had to hang on for dear life, but you got the win, and it counts as a clutch win, which is huge because the Celtics have been one of the worst clutch teams in the league this year. And they survived an onslaught from James Harden, who went 5 of 11 from 3, had 37 points. Derrick Jones Jr. did hurt his knee. I think it was an MCL sprain that it was announced as. So thoughts go out to Derrick Jones. Hopefully a quick recovery there, or as quick as you can get for that kind of injury without rushing back. That is an old-ass Clippers team, though.
I was gonna say that. Are they the oldest in the league, or at least top?
I feel like they can't not be, right? Like let me see if I can find that out.
All
Because
they're missing Chris Paul.
yeah, Chris Paul got a DNP coach's decision. He can't even crack the squad. Like he's literally unk for that team. He's turned into Udonis Haslem. That's really sad to think about. Is there a way to check like oldest rosters in the league?
I feel like
Because I'm actually really curious about this. Oldest rosters in NBA. It's got to be it's probably now that I think about it, it's probably the Warriors.
true. Clippers have to at least be top 5 though. I feel like.
Yeah, probably. That's definitely not true. StatMuse is being stupid. It says the Celtics are number 1. They are definitely not the oldest team in the league. Oh, let's go to Reddit. This is obviously going to be where I get the correct answer. It is the Clippers. This was as of 2 months ago, so obviously some ages have gone up. But the Clippers' average age as of 2 months ago was 28.64 years. Warriors second at they're a full year older on average than the Warriors, who are second. Rockets third. The Sacramento Kings are fourth. Celtics are middle of the pack. Their average age is 25. They're actually younger than the Spurs, which I think is interesting.
Are the Spurs like 26?
The Spurs are 25.20. The Celtics are 25.11. Yeah, so but yeah. Celtics win that one. They get back to 500, 121, 118, the final there. Brings us to game 2 of this stretch in between our episodes. Looked like they were in for a dogfight with the Brooklyn Nets, who entered that game 0-6 at home. And then the Nets decided they really wanted to be 0-7 at home.
It must be tough. I feel like
And
being a Nets fan is like that must be one of the toughest things.
Yeah, remember when the league like allowed them to be good for a couple of years because they moved to Brooklyn?
So you guys get like 2 years
Like
of
they were afforded one more. Yeah, they were afforded 1 year of Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett being good. They had Darren Williams, Joe Johnson, like that was a good team. And then they were like, let's trade the entire future for 800-year-old Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Jason Terry. Don't want to forget about Jet. And now they're just in purgatory. I mean, they were fun for a little bit. When they had when D'Angelo Russell was the face of the franchise.
Yep, for solid.
Remember the bench sellies?
Yep.
They were a fun team. Jared Dudley getting into a Ben Simmons, like what?
Jared Dudley is just a funny dude.
He is BC legend.
True.
Jared Dudley. Not a whole lot of guys come to the NBA from Massachusetts colleges. What, Jeremy Lin from Harvard? I know JJ Barea went to Northeastern.
Oh, yeah.
Can't really think of anybody else. And
Because
obviously
BC's like never good.
Yeah, they're not. I think Sean Williams went to BC. I mean, he played fucking a decade ago, longer than that, probably at this point. Marcus Camby went to UMass. Like, that's crazy. Like, just fringe Hall of Fame center went to UMass Amherst. Like, what?
The one elite man in any sport.
In the history of the school, Marcus Camby. Good for him. But yeah, now they got Michael Porter Jr., who does not swing the rock at all. Had 2 assists in this game. And that feels high. 25 points, though. He did play pretty well, but not good enough.
Oh. Even looking at that roster, too, that's just like a tough roster.
Yeah, they suck. Like, they're really bad. I don't know what they thought they were cooking this offseason, and I don't think they were trying to win, obviously. But like, what's up with MPJ and Cam Thomas being allowed to share the floor at the same time? I know Thomas is hurt, but like that's 2 dudes who just take turns not passing.
They're like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah, they just both. I think their leading assist man this year, I think, is Nick Claxton.
That's
like,
like
what?
That's how you know it's bad. And he had 3 assists. Yeah, that's bad.
He was 1 for 9 from the floor. Jesus. I thought that when Jack and I recorded last week, I actually had Claxton on my like early board for the Celtics to trade for, and then he went out and went 1 for 9 as a dude who only shoots like 4 feet from the basket. That's nuts.
Well, if he's trying to get traded, have him give the minimum, that is going great for his value right now.
Yeah, maybe they'll take Anthony Simons and have 3 dudes who don't fucking pass. They score a lot of points though. Simons, Cam Thomas, and Michael Porter Jr. all on the floor at the same time. That is black hole offense.
That's just gonna be shots like within two seconds of each possession.
Yeah, remember when the Thunder had Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and they were like, let's also have Carmelo Anthony?
Yep.
This is like the Dollar Tree version of that. Like, if they had Anthony Simons. I don't know which one's which in this scenario. Ant's probably Russ.
Yeah.
In this one, because he's probably the most athletic of the bunch. And then Michael Porter Jr. is the best, so he'd be Paul George, and Cam Thomas is Melo. Cam Thomas being Melo is so fucking like that. That's clear as day.
That's true.
Inefficient, shoot 40 times a game, but I'll get my 25 and call it a day.
The offseason, the Nets were like, how can we build the worst of that trio?
Seriously. They were like, let's get a big 3, but like none of them are good.
Let's get the big 3 of tanking.
Let's get the little 3. We want the little 3. That's what they got. And then yeah, their best player last night, MPJ, 25 points, and then Day'Ron Sharp off the bench had 16. Um, but for a little bit, it looked like they were going to at least hang in the game. And then in the second half, the Celtics pulled away. They won the third quarter by 3 points, won the fourth quarter by 10. Overall, won by 14.
I feel like that's a game that like you have to win.
Yeah.
Like that's what we were talking about. I thought we talked about a little bit earlier, but like there's teams you have to stack wins against, and that's just like one of those teams. Like Twitter, I bet you Twitter would have been or X would have been a great place if
You can say Twitter. It's fine.
yeah, would have been a great. I would have kind of wanted to see the reactions because I feel like it would have been a bunch of doom and gloom. But
yeah, I'm in a Celtics group chat on Twitter, and it's a joy to be in sometimes because it's some games we're not even like, regardless of how the Celtics are doing, some games we're not even talking about basketball. Some games there's a dude in there. Shout out Noah. I'm sure he is thrilled that I'm outing him here. He was so heavily invested in the tank that he was getting angry that they were winning games, like even when they were 0-3 and they won their first game of the season. And now he's like, Joe Mazzulla should probably win Coach of the Year.
complete 360.
Yeah, seriously, he is like he's funny. I love that dude. I remember, like, I was in that group chat. I've been in that group chat, some lore here. I've been in this group chat since 2015. My earliest memory of this group chat was being mad when the Celtics let Andrew Bogut get traded to the Cavs. And
Yeah,
Andrew Bogut like fractured his leg in the first minute of his Cavs career.
that's a throwback.
Yeah. But this dude Noah, he is such a pessimist that, like, in the playoffs, I ask him to tell me how much they're losing by so I can feel good about their chances of winning, because it's great. It is great. I don't know why I brought that up, but just felt like, I guess I just felt like bringing that up. I don't know. We're trying to get to an hour.
The fans needed the lore, a little background.
Yeah, exactly. Um, any individual performances from this game that really caught your eye?
I mean, Jordan Walsh was incredible. I mean, he only had 2 shots, but very efficient.
Yeah.
I feel like with this, it's just like there weren't. I mean, it was good to see Simons remembering how to score again
Mm.
and going two for three from three. So that was nice. But I feel like it kind of was like you had Pritchard go off again, Brown go off. I guess it was good to see the trio of White, Brown, and Pritchard have like 3 straight good games. I know it was against the Clippers and the Nets, and that's not elite defense. But it was good to see like 2 straight games of them being the top scorers. I know they didn't shoot great from 3 in this game, like Pritchard going 6 for 16, Jalen 9 for 19, but it's good to see like the 3 of them leading and scoring.
Yeah, and this team, like, Minot went 3 for 3 from distance off the bench. Sam Hauser, who's been butt cheeks this year, shooting the ball, 2 for 5 from 3. So maybe, I mean, Sam's such a funny player because when he's bad, oh my god, do I never want to see him again. But then he'll make like the dumbest shot ever, and then he won't miss for like 3 straight months. I don't know when that stupid shot's gonna fall. It's gonna be like, because he's the kind of dude who will bank it in from the corner, like on a 3. He made like a spot up mid-range jump shot last night, and I'm like, what the hell is this guy like going on about? He only had 8 points, was 3 of 7, but went 2 for 5 from 3, had 7 rebounds off the bench, and it was a plus 22 that led the team. So, I'm not a I reference plus minus so much in the NBA, but like there's definitely a correlation between Sam Hauser playing last night and the Celtics, going on these runs. He was very good last night.
When do you think it starts to click for him?
They face Brooklyn again tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, on Friday. Let's see. let's take a look at the old schedule real quick. Let's see. It won't be Friday because I've. Let's see. It will be. You know what? He is going to go nuts on NBC Tuesday, December 2nd against the Knicks. He is going to win them that game.
Okay.
Early prediction: Sam Hauser's going to hit like 7 threes against the Knicks on December 2nd. Break in December. Break in the holiday season while we're still recovering from our Thanksgiving comas. Sam Hauser is going to be lighting up the TD Garden for like 6 or 7 threes. I was not making the joke, I promise. But he's going to go nuts in that game.
I support it.
Yeah. I love when dudes pop off on national TV. It's like so Rondo pilled. Jeez, tickets to that game are. Oh my god, I'm not as bad as the Lakers. The Lakers on Friday, December 5th. Tickets as low as $265.
So I will be watching that from Lansdowne.
Be watching that on Prime Video. The Knicks game's actually $80. That's not too bad.
That's not bad. I mean, I feel like with the Lakers though, it's like classic rivalry. Like you're gonna pay.
Yeah, you get Luka and Braun too. Like you don't know how many more times you're gonna get to watch LeBron play as well. Because we are at that point. I know that people pushed it off for a while because he's still very good, but he is like 41 years old, right? 42 years old. Like it's like Brady
Yeah.
retired. It's gonna happen with LeBron as well.
But I thought Harden was older. I was kind of surprised he was 36. I feel like he's been in the league for ever.
Yeah, I think he was one and done in college if I remember correctly. I should know this by heart as him being a fellow Sun Devil. Which is crazy to think about too. Like
Yeah.
what you got your top 2 guys in recent years from Arizona State basketball is James Harden and fucking Lou Dort. The drop off. But one of them's a champ and it's not James Harden.
Bro,
It's not James Harden. Shout out Lou Dort.
one of them had to be sacrificed for the chip.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Celtics win that one 113-99. First time above 500 this season. Their second 3-game winning streak, though. Their first one was from October 27th through Halloween, where they beat the Pelicans and Cavs and the Sixers. But now their 2 3-game winning streaks are so fraudulent. When you look at the teams they've beat, they've beat 0 good teams.
Well, I was thinking about that too because it's like I feel like it's gonna go to 5, but then they end the month with Pistons, Timberwolves, and Cavs. Like
They do got Brooklyn and Orlando.
Yeah, because I feel
They've
like
already beat Orlando.
Yeah, but like Pistons will be tough. But I'm pumped to. I'm happy the Pistons are good again. Just because I know that only happens once every 10 years.
Yeah, they're 13-2. What?
Yeah.
Cade's been a machine.
Which is good because it's
Jalen Duren averaging 21.
He had to go through the tough years.
He did. And it's nice to see a guy that, goes through those years and doesn't like demand out.
Yeah.
Especially playing for Detroit. Like I know the Pistons are kind of a historic franchise to a degree, not like super storied, but like you can't really talk about NBA lore without talking about the Pistons. They're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference right now. By 3 games. Also, I'm looking at the standings and oh my god, are we still in the early stages of this season?
Yeah.
Like what are the Raptors doing in 3rd place?
They're
That
just
doesn't make
getting
any
there
sense. The
early.
Bulls haven't like fallen to the 10 seed yet.
No, like the West standings make sense. Then you look at the East, and it's like, what the fuck.
Yeah.
I get Cleveland
Like
second, and the Knicks where they are.
then Toronto's then Toronto third. I will say the Bulls are tied for eighth. So there's a four-way tie for the 8 seed right now. Which means if the Bulls lose like one more game, they'll be the 10 seed where they belong.
I was gonna say
All I'm
they're
saying.
one game away from being in their comfortable spot.
They are. One thing I have oh my god. The freaking Pacers are 1-13.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh, and 8 on the road.
0-8 on the road. They are currently facing Charlotte at home. Man, the Pacers are gonna get the number one pick. They're gonna return Hallie next year with Matherin, and then they're gonna have freaking uh DeBonsta or Cam Boozer. That's gonna be a unit next year.
So, if you're an Indiana fan, you're suffer for the next couple months, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they very much were a team that was predicated on one guy, not quite the Celtics. The Celtics still had a good team, which is why I didn't understand the whole tank dialogue with them. They were always too good to do that.
Yeah. Like if Jalen was out too, if you lost both the Jays, I can kind of see that.
Yeah. Or even if it was Derrick, like if Derrick like tweaked a hammy and was going to be out for like a month, like
Yeah.
they would lose a lot of games in that month. But as long as they have basically some semblance of that team that won it all a few years ago, they're going to tread water for a bit.
I feel like
JT's work. Go ahead.
I feel like we've talked about it too, but it's also like I feel like the guys they lost, like those were kind of the guys that you would lose without the massive, like without going into tank mode.
Yeah, and they were all the dudes that we were talking about them needing to get rid of last year. And like Porzingis has been fine for the Hawks. I mean, he's averaging 17 a game. But he's only shooting 43% overall and only 31% from three. So like it's not like he's been great. Trae Young's out for a month. Over there. They're relying on the likes of Vit Krejci to play the point guard position for them while Trey's out. Like that's one of the teams ahead of the Celtics right now by a game. Like the Celtics as like not good as they've been, they are 2 games out of second in the East. So like that's this like that's what we were saying before we started the season. The East sucks. The East sucks. The Celtics aren't bad enough to tank. They're going to end up being like they probably won't even be in the play-in tournament this year. Like I'd be really shocked if they were at the end of the season, barring injury. JT's workouts are really starting to ramp up though. I'm getting excited, man.
I can't I feel like too the first game he's back at the Garden, his player introduction.
Oh, it's gonna go
Place
so hard.
is gonna be hitting like triple digits on the noise level.
Yeah, the roof might blow off the arena. I don't know what game. Like I don't know. It's tough to gauge because it's not like he's practicing. He's just working out on the court. So it's tough to gauge like the intensity level. But like the more because he's like moving pretty well, like and aggressively on the floor and like the videos that are being released. Like I really am I'm starting to wonder if also why don't the Celtics not having a Christmas game is crazy this year. But like what game does he have in mind? A lot of people predicted it was going to be the game the day after his birthday against Charlotte, March 4th. But like I feel like it's sooner than that.
I was gonna say with the way he's moving, I would be surprised if it was like the week before.
Like comes back before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm starting to think that that's going to be what ends up happening. Comes back before the All-Star break, gets a couple games in under his belt, gets the All-Star break to rest, see how he responds to it, and then go from there. If they get more than 20 games of Jason Tatum, they'll probably be like the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Assuming Tatum's not like awful. It's not like a thunderstruck situation where he can't function as a human being anymore.
The rest of the East is gonna be like, we didn't sign up for this.
Yeah. It's going to be like how the AFC East feels about Drake May. It's like you guys were supposed to suck for a long time and now you're better than us already again. Oh, okay.
It's like you guys were not supposed to be in the playoff conversation.
Yeah.
But hey,
JT comes back for 25 games. Celtics get the 1 seed. Tatum wins MVP.
Joe gets coach of the year. Queta
Joker.
gets some defensive honor.
Yeah, most improved Jordan Walsh.
Hey,
We get
if he keeps like, I've been really impressed by him the last 2 games.
yeah. He's been good. And it's not like it doesn't look the same every game, but like his energy, like that's one thing about him that I've always liked, even when he couldn't do like he wasn't grabbing rebounds or scoring. Like he at least looked like he gave a damn while he was out there. But like now he's giving a damn and he's also being rewarded by making some shots, getting rebounds, getting some steals. And like the fact he's starting, like I don't think that should be taken lightly. Like I felt the same way about mine not starting. Like that's significant. That's like showing how much trust Joe Mazzulla has. I don't think it's a matter of, oh, we don't think we have 5 starters, so we're just going to ride the hot hand. I think that's almost like symbolic in Mazzulla like really trusting that specific player and a little bit of the hot hand, but like I don't know, Jordan Walsh went from a DNP to starting. That's crazy.
But I feel like too, kind of like Joe showed he's gonna cycle the rotation this year, and if once your number called, you have 2 options: either take advantage or suck. And it's good to see Walsh, excel. I like how he's a guy that he doesn't need to score like 20 points, to be like he had a good night.
Yeah, because I mean, last night he didn't really get a lot of burn because he had 4 fouls, so he only played 11 minutes. But even in those 11 minutes, he made both his shots. He actually had a couple of one of his shots. He made like a really nice play and got a layup out of it. Got a rebound. You know, he was a minus 12, but he also had 4 fouls, so kind of you can see why. He was a minus there. Shireman, made a 3 off the bench. Garza only got 5 points, but he also was in foul trouble. But then Minot, again, like I mentioned earlier, he went 3 for 3 from distance, had 10 points off the bench, couple of boards, or 4 boards rather. I wonder who the next, like, that guy's starting. I wonder who that one's going to be.
True.
It's gonna be
Garza.
Tatum. It's gonna be Tatum in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be like, what?
He's like, actually, I'll be good for Christmas.
Yeah, he's gonna be back from war on Christmas.
Drops like 30 points
Oh,
on the 23rd or whatever their last game before Christmas is.
ugh, that would be cinema. Cinema.
I just can't wait for that notification that says Jason Tatum is starting or, expected to make his season debut.
When the Celtics injury report tweet drops and that says Jason Tatum Achilles recovery questionable, I might fall to the floor.
I might too. It's gonna be like a parade in the streets.
Seriously, like the second that shit says questionable, I'm gonna be like, huh? Like if I were in charge, if I were at the controls of the Red Sox, there it is. If I were at the controls of the Celtics Twitter account, I would troll so hard one day and be like, just even say doubtful. People be like, that's not out.
I
That
would
doesn't
just
say out.
I would have stuff ready for days, just like drop random videos of him rehabbing.
Yeah. Just like, you know how sometimes Jared Carabas will tweet like a random player's highlight and it'll send Red Sox Twitter into a frenzy because they'll be like, what does this mean?
Yep.
The Celtics Twitter account with no captions, just randomly posting Tatum highlights. Again, I'd fall to the floor. I'd be like, what is this? What does this mean? Like, yes, I know he's not dead and he's on the roster and like, he did this last season or whatever, but don't play with my heart like this.
Well, they just drop a video of Deuce.
Yeah, Deuce. They add Deuce to the injury report. Or they just change it from Jason Tatum to Big Deuce. Achilles. Like I'd have a little fun with it. We all know he's out. Let's mess around. Let's have some fun.
Go for the interactions. That would probably be, I feel like if you go to like their top interactions for tweets, that would probably make like top 5 of Celtics. Up there
Yeah.
with like the finals content.
Oh yeah. The that I've never seen a basketball team so locked in my life. And I'm including social media because like the stuff they were dropping during that run was like literal movie quality. I miss it so much. It was only 2 years ago, but I miss that shit so much.
Hey, they'll be back to it soon.
Yeah, this year when Tatum comes back on Thanksgiving.
That's right. When we'll start getting some Drake May playoff hype too soon. It's all gonna come together.
Did you see? I didn't know how widespread the Drake May thing was becoming. Like I said that once in a group chat, and I thought that I was so funny and so unique in like coming up with that. Now like Brady did his top 10 and he called him Drake May. And I was like, "What?" It's like grip check but for the Patriots.
Yep.
Ugh, what a time to be alive. And the Bruins don't suck.
Boston sports are back.
Yeah. Which means something's got to happen to level the playing field, and that's probably going to be like Alex Bregman not coming back.
True. Well, McAvoy is now out for like the foreseeable future, so that might be the.
Is that because his face got blown off the other day?
Yeah.
Was he have like a facial fracture?
Yeah,
Or is it just...
I think they said today he had surgery, and they were like, he's home recovering after surgery this morning, and there's no timetable.
Remember when Zdeno Chara like broke his face and then played for the rest of the postseason with like that shield over his face?
That introduction at the Garden was wild with
the fact they
all the
lost
lights off and the LED or whatever they gave people in the stands that night.
The fact they lost that cup,
Still hurts.
Makes me so sad. Ugh. Our boy Robbie Hyde got hacked.
He got hacked?
Yeah. He just tweeted some crypto thing.
Okay.
Well, not just. It was an hour ago.
It's that time of year when baseball accounts.
If that ever happens to me, I'm packing it up. Y'all never hear from me again. My Twitter account got hacked.
But guys, it's been great, but we're now moving over to the burner.
Yeah. My Twitter got hacked. I'm officially going over to Blue Sky.
Remember that was a thing for like a week?
Yeah.
Remember when that first came out, everyone was like, dude, you need to get Blue Sky because X is going to crash. There's going to be nowhere to post content. And I was like, I'm going to make it, but I don't think it's going to die.
I think my last 4 posts on Blue Sky are all me saying I'm going to try to post more. And they're all within like 6 weeks. They're all 6 weeks separated.
Yep. I still have that app on my phone, but I don't think I've touched it in at least a year.
Yeah. I haven't been on that app in so long that I tried to open it the other day and I had to log back in. I'm like, that's too much work. I deleted it. Deleted it right away. right away. I hope the Celtics Twitter account or the Celtics social media team decides to announce Tatum's return on Blue Sky first.
That would single-handedly bring that app back into existence.
Yeah, or Drake May makes a Blue Sky account. Ugh. What a time to be a Boston sports fan, where like all of our teams are good enough to keep our interest, but like I really don't think any of us have expectations of greatness for any of these teams. Like even though the Patriots are 9-2, like I still haven't gotten to the Super Bowl or bust
No.
thing. Like I'm just kind of like they could still finish 9-8, and I'd be like, yeah, that's phenomenal. Like I thought they were going to go like 7-10 this year.
Yeah.
I'm still stoked about it.
For them, like anything past one playoff win is like house money.
Yeah. And then like the Celtics, I'm just glad that they're not mailing it in without Tatum, because I mean you're seeing it with the Pacers. Tyrese is out all year and they literally are 1-13.
Yeah.
They are beating up on the Hornets right now, but they are 1-13. That is pitiful. But yeah, and then the Bruins are really, really mid, but they were first in the Atlantic as of like a couple days ago.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah. And then they probably got blown up by God, who did they just play? Why am I blanking? Who did they just lose to at home?
Carolina.
Carolina. Right, Carolina. And Taylor Hall. Oh, miss that man too.
I get why they had to move on from him, but when he his first year in Boston after the trade, that man was electric.
All the Taylor Hall is a Boston. I used to love referring to Taylor Hall as just a Boston Bruin. Like,
Yep.
I remember I used to call him former non-Bruin Taylor Hall. I miss him. I miss him. I miss him. I miss Tyler Bertuzzi as well. Although
But it
Bertuzzi's
was
kind of is he hooping?
I don't know because that first year after he left, he was that was kind of brutal.
Is he still with Toronto?
That's like
He is not.
I want to say he's like with Philly or something.
Where are you, Tyler Bertuzzi? By the way, Celtics podcast. We're talking about Tyler Bertuzzi.
We got him mixed in all four. There's some Bertuzzi fans that you know. Are
He's
eager.
not, but also former Bruin Garnett Hathaway is back on Philadelphia. Where on earth is Tyler Bertuzzi?
He's with Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Ah, right. That is right. He has
Oh,
he's 9 goals. He's having a good year.
we have a baseball signing if we want to break it on the pod.
Oh,
Raciel
Rizal
Iglesias.
Iglesias back to the $16 million.
God damn.
Oh my God! What are the Braves cooking up over there?
I feel like the Braves are always cooking.
Ah,
Like
well, the Brave or Rizal Iglesias needs to get a cut of whatever the better relievers on the market get, because that is a crazy contract. I mean, it's only 1 year, but dang. The Braves are gonna be the unction again.
they had their 1 year off. Now they're like, all right,
Yeah,
we need to get back.
yeah. They fired Snitker and then hired another fossil to be manager. Anyway, anyway. So between now and the next time we record, the Celtics draw the Nets again on Friday, then the Magic on Sunday, and the Pistons on Wednesday. So 3 straight home games. Again, Brooklyn, Orlando, and Detroit. The 1 seed Pistons. That's gonna take some getting used to. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't have to, and they fall off. But 1-1 with Orlando, and then the Nets, who they just beat. So where are we looking for Celtics record when we record this time in a week?
I think they go 2-1. I think they beat the Nets. I think they beat the Magic, but that'll be close. And then the Pistons game. But I don't feel like they'll beat the Pistons, but I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout. Like I feel like that will still be a close, good game.
So I think they're going to go 2-1, but I do think they beat the Pistons. I think they lose to Orlando, and they kind of sandwich this. So they win 4 straight, lose to Orlando, and then beat the Pistons. If for no other reason than I think that Derrick White's going to finally have his crazy showing. Like he's had some good games lately, but we haven't really seen like Pritchard had his game against the Clippers where he went like 8 of 13 from 3. Derrick White hasn't had that game yet. I think that might be the game. Also, Jordan Walsh might set a career high for rebounds on that one. He's going to probably have to draw like Jalen Duren. Good luck. But he's gonna have to get some boards. That was the reason they lost that game in Detroit, was they just got annihilated on the glass. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I do think the key to not losing that game is just make some shots. And if Derrick's on, then it takes this team to a whole another level. So we both have them at 10-8 when we record again. I also pick them to beat the Pistons because they don't lose on Wednesdays.
True.
They did lose the opener on Wednesday, but that doesn't count.
Best Wednesday team in the NBA.
Probably. Were they 3-1 on Wednesday?
I think so.
Yeah, like it's got to be a team that's probably like 1-0, but I don't know. 3 is better than 1. That's all I'm saying. I wonder how long we can keep that as a bit. I'm hoping that it's not next week.
Hey, if they keep winning on Wednesdays, then
I have some good news to report, though.
What we got?
If they win on Wednesday, the next time they play on a Wednesday is January 7th. So if they win on Wednesday, they get to take it all the way into 2026 as being the best Wednesday team in the NBA.
I think just for the sake of that bit, that like guarantees a win right there.
Yeah, I think so too. And then after that, they don't play on a Wednesday again until the 21st of January. And that's against Indiana.
So that's like that can already be like an automatic win.
Yeah, although I don't know that January 7th is against Denver, so we'll see. Jokic is averaging like 1 million of every statistic.
Yeah.
He's an animal. God, he's so fucking good. It makes me mad.
I'm interested to see what his numbers are that game.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm already scared of what that stat line's gonna look like.
Yeah. He's going to be matched up with the likes of, it's going to be Queta and Luka Garza will get manhandled.
Yeah, because Garza can't move. Maybe Minot should just go out there and hack the shit out of him. Not hurt him, but every time he goes up for a layup, like maybe like hard foul him a couple times, make him get so angry that he throws a punch and gets thrown out of the game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because it's been known to happen.
Mazzulla's gonna be like, all right, Josh, your one goal for this game: agitate, be the most annoying person you can be when you're on the court.
Every single two-way guy is starting that game, and they're gonna just take turns trying to get Jokic ejected from the game.
They're not gonna be playing basketball. You're just gonna see him just swiping.
Yeah, remember back when Odell was like a first or second year receiver, and he got matched up with Josh Norman, and they like always fought.
Yep.
That's what it's gonna look like. Like Jokic is going to be trying to establish position in the post, and fucking Max Scholga is going to be in the 3-point stance behind him, like ready to shoulder into the gut. I want a brawl.
Did they fight too? Did Norman and Beckham? Did they like take their helmets off?
Yeah, they like fought, and like that was back when sports was yeah.
Josh Norman broke the pod.
Josh Norman did break the pod. Couldn't break Odell Beckham Jr., but he did break the pod. I don't even remember what I was saying. I think the dogs upstairs unplugged the router, so I'm on my hotspot. I might just have to do that whenever we record from now on, because this has happened like 3 episodes in a row.
It always happens at like the 55-minute mark too.
Yeah. I'm not gonna edit that out. I don't care.
Oh.
People are just gonna get some dead air.
That just keeps people in suspense right there.
Yeah. Exactly. God. That was really frustrating. But yeah, that's what the Celtics are gonna do to Nikola Jokic. They're just gonna take turns trying to get him thrown out of the game. It's gonna be they're gonna hire Sean Payton for that game. It's gonna be beautiful.
That's how they keep the record almost perfect on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we can get Jokic ejected by like the third possession.
Precisely. I mean, the Nuggets are 10-3 right now, but you never know. You never know what will happen. But yeah. Any final thoughts?
I think Walsh is a guy. I think my final would be like, it's only been 2 games, but I think we might be seeing a stretch of like the best basketball from Jordan Walsh. I feel like especially like with Tatum being out, if he's gonna get any chance to get more minutes, just because they're there, and I'm just interested to see like what he does going forward.
Yeah, I really am impressed with him, and like I said earlier, Baylor Shireman's also been playing pretty well, like sneakily. Like he's not been as good as Walsh, but he's like starting to make some shots. You know, he's active on the defensive side of the ball as well. There's minutes there. There's opportunity, and that's something that I guess to be fair to them, wasn't there for them the last couple of years. I know Shireman was a rookie last year, but the Celtics were trying to win it all, and they had the roster to do it, so they didn't need those guys to play, and that was really hurting their development. This year, they're actually going to get an opportunity to play pretty frequently or pretty consistently. I mean, it maybe won't be 20 plus minutes every single night, but it'll be like Shireman's going to get 10 plus minutes every single game. Walsh is starting lately, but he'll probably stick around the 10 to 20-minute range when he's not starting. Minot, same deal. Garza, same deal. Like these guys are going to get some opportunities, and it's nice to see that they're starting to take advantage of them where, you know, a week or two into the season, we were all kind of little sussed out by some of these dudes. Not necessarily Minot, but the rest of the bunch. Like Jack and I we're talking ad nauseum about how badly we needed to see Chris Boucher play, and he's been getting the DNPs lately, so he's not even playing at all. Xavier Tillman got back into a game last night, and it wasn't like a blowout yet, so he actually got like meaningful burn. Did nothing with it, but nice to see him get an opportunity again. But yeah, that will do it for this edition of the Hour Back Report. Before my Wi-Fi explodes again, and that won't be fun. But yeah, for Jamie, I'm Jordan. Until next time, peace out and go see.
We did it.